only have 3 to 5, maybe 2% equity in your house relative to where you think you're going to sell it. You're what a realtor would call a potential short sale. That's what the National Association of Realtors calls them. What I'm saying is that rather than talking to a realtor, you should talk to a pre-foreclosure attorney, someone who can advise on your options. Because in this short sale from Bank of America, you can see that the short sale, this is 9 years old, and I got it on the internet. I love going on the internet and looking at approval letters. You see the craziest stuff. So here's a realtor who's bragging about, in fact, it's a website all about being a short sale realtor, and he's got a $5,000, $4,600 deficiency here. And if you come down here, after all the other approvals, and by the way, it could have been an better approval letter, was somewhat ambiguous in my opinion, but still okay. I would have told my client to accept it. I just want to get to where you see how much the realtors are getting paid. It's bananas. The realtor is getting, oh, here it is. No, it was closing cost. Total closing cost $34,000. Commission paid $23,700. Now it's possible one realtor got both sides, because that happens a lot in short sales, because the buyer doesn't know when they're going to get approved. So you bring in a buyer that's going to stick around. But either way, that's still, let's call it $22,000, $11,000 in change going to each realtor. The bank approved that. And yet these realtors are certainly, it would be, in my opinion, and even if this is a general statement, this is not the only time it's ever happened. People used to call me about this. If he had cut his one side of it in half, less than half, $4,500, just about half, this person would not have had lates. This person would not have settled for less than full amount, legally settled for less than the full amount on their credit report. And they talk about the credit terms up here. So it's nuts. This is not what you want to do. You do not want to talk to a realtor first. I am sure any attorney who's been doing this for any period of time would say, look, I got a realtor we can work with. We will work with marketing your property, putting on the net, making sure the buyer works for a reasonable amount of commission or nothing if we have to eliminate that entirely, and the listing agent doesn't make you go into a short. Super simple. Protect your assets. And when you get closer and closer to being short, well, then I wouldn't go right to short sale. I would start with certain lenders and certain government organizations. You would start with a deed in lieu, because you can do a deed in lieu without being late. You can start it, and usually, or not usually, but sometimes you'd only have to wind up with one late, which won't even stop you from buying a home. And so you're working the deed in lieu. You're already in with the mitigation department. You say, by the way, there's all these reasons you should take this offer we have. We're only going to be $5,000 short. All we ask is that you don't make my client go negative and you report it as paid in full. And then your investor isn't going to get hammered for a year. Because if you're not going to work, I'm going to advise my client he should stay in the house for a year, and it's going to take you that long to foreclose, given all the laws. And at some point, I'm going to say, look, if you want to move on with your life, we're going to put a renter in there. And by the way, good luck to your investor with unlawful detainer actions in California. I mean, that's a scary business. And so you will get this done. Any attorney worth their salt is going to have a better idea than just go ahead and let the realtors get paid $23,000 and you only have a $6,000 deficiency, $4,500, $4,600. That's crazy. John McConnin, Upside Down, realestate.com. Realtors are not pre-foreclosure advisors. Attorneys are. Thank you.